Rabid, in some respects, it is mining the same thematic territory as Shivers, although approaching it via a more possibly overtly socio-political consideration. Whereas in Shivers it was an adult male who spewed out a parasite which would then work its way back into his building, in Rabid a male doctor performs an experimental medical process upon a younger woman who then gains an ability to corrupt and transform other individuals into being like her. They are subsequently hunted down and eliminated by the government. Indeed, the praying patient Zero is herself killed by a male she chooses to spend the night with to see if she was indeed infecting absolutely everyone. It is hard not to perceive Rabid as some university graduate socio-political sneer from behind the grisly gore splatter, isn't it? If this was your friend's script, you would be thinking, I think you're trying to say something, perhaps just playfully, but you're hiding it behind so much visceral effects it is difficult to decipher any coherent socio-cultural distillation. This does not prevent Rabid from being an entirely watchable, if you are able to stomach it. Exercise in socio-analytic horror, speculative criticism, I think if nothing else it is entirely fulfilling as a body horror picture, whether it has the pointed, targeted, external concerns to the text of Ballard's writings, Bacon's images, or where this medium is concerned. Lynch's Eraserhead of that same year, Polanski's The Tenant, subtle body horror possibly, or Romero's The Crazies, quite unsung classic. I'm not sure. I suspect Cronenberg had less of a coherent idea of his polemical thesis than those three had, but not because Cronenberg might not have, but because it doesn't exactly manifest explicitly or congruently within this feature film. Rabid feels a touch irrelevant now, as one of the Oscar favourites is some evidently safe skin splatter for the squeamish work. They call it The Substance. Now, I remember when that European film Raw came out circa 2016/17, and I was a great admirer of it, but even then I felt it was just a tad derivative. Rubbing its hands, the critics/sequel weirdos like AOD will really dig this. Sadly, The Substance seems even more so a case of this sort of uninteresting, condescending pandering, as did Cronenberg's 2014 picture Maps to the Stars, which is a highly arrogant venture in my view. I have to say now, the only two nominees that don't seem like tepid garbage are Dune 2 and The Conclave, and I'm a prior fan of both of those brackets. Dune as a fictional sci-fi achievement, was very fond of the Part 1, as I assume some here might be aware, and Conclave as an enjoyer of Catholic drama, theological bickering and Old English thespians. Neither will be a revelation, I assume, but both doing well, I certainly hope or presume, two things which I still thoroughly enjoy seeing being done well and with energy, seriousness, and awareness of its emergence in the cinematic continuum of techno-aesthetic history. The point is, the Best Picture nominees mostly seem like total uninteresting trash, but the same could be said for every single ceremony from 2018's nominees to 2021's. I thought enough of the 2022 and 23 batches were interesting. There's always at least one or two interesting titles of the 10 pictures nominated. But 2024's, man, this is not a good set. I am far, far from impressed. Maybe you'll see discussions on Conclave and or Dune 2 if and when I see them, and if I do indeed like them, as I hope I shall. But until then, more body horror, it makes me happy, and the prospective weirdness innate to someone that is made happy by old body horror movies, it is drowned out by this great, fulfilling, soothing happiness.